All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Friday, October the 8th, 2021. Appreciate you all tuning in. Got a packed show here on a Friday. What is going on, ladies and gents? Let's see. I see Rob Youngson, Brian Hughes, Todd Smith, Travie. Let's see, who else? Lindsey Hagler, Great Bisbee, Cody Gaskins, 24 hours to kick. Yes, indeed. Brennan M., Michael Cavalier, what's going on? Also, if you're in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to the TDC Questions channel, to be sure that your questions are answered. Also, you see the cap, you see the whiteboard. We're talking Bravos. Braves playoff baseball getting going today. A lot of dubs for the home team this weekend. Looking forward to it and looking forward to a great show with you all here on this Friday. What's going on? 843-790-3377, guys. That's 843-790-3377 as we continue to take your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. Here we go. Let's have a day. Let's see. My predictions are out. The podcast is dropped. Episode number 514 has officially been released, and I've got the Gamecocks getting the W, 23-21. I've got South Gun in this football game. We can talk about that, guys, much, much more. I do want to hear your predictions, your overall thoughts on the game. How do you think this one's going to go? Would love to hear from you guys. Before we dive into everything, though, I do want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies, but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they've represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item, you're not just a number, you're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. They're a small boutique law firm that treats the clients like family. Guys are going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. Been involved in any type of accident, no matter what it is. The last thing that you should be dealing with is paperwork, dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you, guys. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia, Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, that's our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. What's going on? 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Like I said, guys, you can see the cap here. Shout out my guy CB90, by the way. We got the Cox by 90 t-shirt on that we made about a year and a half ago or so. But, yeah, Cox by 90. Let's have it, man. Let's have a weekend. Let's see. Sean O'Brien, pod had me hyped. Good, Sean. That was the goal. That was my goal on a Friday. It's always my goal on a Friday to fire you guys up a little bit. Also, guys, quick reminder. I know there's a lot of Gamecocks that are going to Knoxville, which is awesome to see. You guys be sure to bring the dub home with you. But if you're not going and you're in the low country, would love to party with a bunch of low country Gamecocks, as we will be having our watch party at Carolina Ale House in Summerville, South Carolina. Summerville, South Carolina, that's where we'll be. Would love to have you guys come out. Going to be a really, really good time hanging with the fine folks at Carolina Ale House. So, again, doors will open at 11. Yours truly will get there slightly before 11, but doors will open at 11. Kickoff will be at noon. So, again, would love to have you guys come out. Going to be a really, really good time tomorrow afternoon as we watch the Gamecocks get the W and get to 4-2. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. You guys have heard me all week. I guaranteed my prediction a couple weeks ago, and I locked it in this morning officially. I've got the Gamecocks getting the W 23-21. 23-21 over Tennessee. Burton Campbell. No, this is a MLB issued hat. This is not a hat that I made. No, this is an MLB. I'm sure you could find it. I'm sure you could go find it right now. But this is not a hat from our collection, if that makes sense. This is not a hat from our collection. So, Anyways, really excited for Braves baseball, too. We could talk about that. Obviously, playoff baseball going on. I'm a guy, there's so many games in a season. I mean, 162 that's a lot of baseball, guys. There's so many games in a season, though. So I don't tune into them all. I don't watch them all. I'll tune in here and there, but, we stay so wrapped up with the Gamecock stuff that, I just don't make it a point to tune into every single Braves happening, if you will. I just don't. But I do love playoff baseball. I mean, I do love playoff baseball for sure. So really excited. Gets going, 4:37 first pitch against the Brewers. Going to be a really, really good series. Milwaukee's got a really, really good team. So that should be a fantastic series. I guess game one is in Milwaukee, correct? Game one will be in Milwaukee. Brian Dean says, Dodgers-Giants going to be a great series. Yeah, indeed. JT Money. So I'll be posting my prize picks a little bit later today. I haven't even posted the overall picks on social media, like what the offerings are, but I will post those. I will for sure post those because there is a lot of money to be made on prize picks. A lot of money. So looking forward to that. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. We've got a day full of baseball today. White Sox, Astros at 2:07. Braves, Brewers at 4:37. Then you got Red Sox and Rays at 7:02. And then Dodgers, Giants at 9:37. What a day. What a day it is for base. This is a great time of year if you're a sports fan. You got college football. You got Major League playoffs. Hockey's about to start up. If you're a hockey person, you're about to have hockey come back. I think there's some good golf tournaments maybe going on right now. Great time to be a sports fan, though. Great time to be a sports fan. Brian Dean, honestly, I did not watch a single snap of that Coastal game. Didn't watch a single snap. I can't lie to you. So, did not watch a single snap. Nope. I do not give a damn about Coastal football. I really don't. See, guys, I think that's a fact that I think a lot of you would be a little surprised to find out. I mean, I do watch sports. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I watch sports. I don't watch as much non-related South Carolina sports as you maybe would think. Just because I'll be totally honest with you guys, I've just gotten to the point where if I'm not making content around it, I just really don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that sounds bad to any of you, but it's just like, if I'm not making content around it, I don't care. I just genuinely do not care. So, but I mean, every now and then I'll cut on a game, and there'll be some good football games on, especially tomorrow. Some great football on tomorrow. Don't know how much I'll catch of the 3:30 games because my plan, guys, is literally to wake up in Columbia, drive to Somerville, watch the game at Carolina Ale House, watch us get the W, and then drive back to Cola. So I probably won't be in Cola till about 5 o'clock, maybe 5:30. But some good games on tomorrow night, too. Some good games on tomorrow, period. There's some really, really good football on tomorrow. So, again, guys, I'm locked in. Gamecocks 23, Tennessee 21. And I'll tell you all this, too. And if you listen to the podcast, you already heard me say this. I tried to talk myself out of this pick all week long. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just look at this game, and I understand what Tennessee did last week. I totally get it. But I broke this Tennessee team down in the preseason and evaluated this Tennessee team. And again, as much as I've spent the time I've spent talking about our issues, our deficiencies, our shortcomings, things that we have wrong, dude, Tennessee has a plethora of problems. Yes, they beat the hell out of Mizzou. Awesome, great. Here's a cookie. I don't know. It doesn't even move the needle for me. Every week is its own individual thing. The transitive property in college football doesn't work. And so I see some of these people picking 35-13 Tennessee. And I mean, I think what's wrong is people expected us to steamroll Troy for some reason, who Shane Beamer said, hey, Troy's got a good football team. They're a good football team. But I think some people expected us to steamroll Troy. And because we didn't do that, it's like, oh, we're just terrible. And I mean, listen, again, we have our own problems. And if we go out there and we can't block anybody and we can't, capitalize when the defense gives us a short field and a chance to, to convert to points and touchdowns, then sure, the game could get out of hand. I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, hey, I tend to think tomorrow Either South Carolina will win or will probably lose by double digits. I think that's a very fair statement. But you're also looking at a South Carolina-Tennessee series. Guys, do you realize how close this series has been? 7-6 over the last 13 meetings, right? Since, let's see, I believe it's since 2012. These are the scores in this game. 2012, 38-35. 2013, 23-21. 2014, 45-42. 2015, 27-24. 2016, 24-21. 2017, 15-9. 2018, 27-24. Let's see. Yeah, that was 2018, 27-24. Then 2019, they got you by 3 touchdowns. And then last year, 31-27. So, guys, out of the last, 7 meetings, only one of them has been decided by more than one score. So, I don't know. I just look at this series. I just think it's a really close, competitive series. And I understand Tennessee's playing good football, and Hendon Hooker is, and God, I really missed the opportunity to write that on the whiteboard. When we go to break, I'll write it. Because, again, we're talking Henderson Hooker and what Hooker's going to do for Tennessee. I never met a Hooker a cock couldn't tame. Bottom line, that's it. That's it. If for no other reason you're going to pick South Carolina to win, that's it. That's it. That's it. Bottom line. No, I'm a believer in Clayton White's defense, man. I really believe the defense will step up. I think they'll do their thing. I've doubted them all season long. I've doubted Clayton White and that secondary all season long. I'm done doing it. I'm done doing it. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. You can call that number. You can text that number. I'd love to hear from you, your thoughts and predictions. Daddy-O says Cox 92, Vols 2. Cox by 90. Hey, here's the score right here. Cox 90, guess 0, right? I'm surprised these shirts didn't do better. I'm really surprised. Maybe if I re-released them now, but we only sold maybe 2 of these shirts. Literally. I think the shirt's a cool design. I think it's a cool design. I don't know. Let's see. Josh Travis, I think this offense was built around the run-pass option in the offseason. The injuries majorly disrupted the progress. I think we're seeing signs of progress with Doty running and his feet and the final piece for it all come together. Go Cox. Indeed, indeed. John Ryan, is Syracuse going to pull it off against the team from the upstate? Their running back is killing it. What time? I haven't seen anything about Clemson playing tomorrow. They play tomorrow? Oh, wait. Oh, that's next week. You're sitting here making me think it's tonight. They don't play till next week. Okay. That's what I was like. I thought Clemson was on a bye. Okay. Got it. Justin Warren says, great minds think alike, my friend. That's my prediction all week, 23-21 Gamecocks. Parker will have to kick some field goals for sure. I don't see us cleaning up much with the penalties and red zone opportunities. 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals will be my prediction. I like it. I like it. Brian Dean says 28-17 Gamecocks. Luke RJ feeling better today. Yesterday were 7 breaks. Well, normally, Luke, in a normal show, there is a break every 20 minutes. So, I mean, I play around with the content and kind of test out when there are breaks, when there are not breaks, stuff like that. But whatever. I mean, yeah, if you listen to a normal radio show, there's 10 breaks over the span of 2 hours. So, but this isn't your normal radio show, is it? Let's see. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. Brian Dean says Clemson's on a bye. Bye is favored by 3 points. Dabo protests. Love it. God, it's just such a more fun world when Clemson sucks. It really is. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful. It truly is. Truly is. Let's see. Again, guys, in case you missed it, I'm locked in. I've got the Gamecocks getting the W 21. My bad. 23-21. I've got the Gamecocks getting the W. Brian Dean says, does anyone hate Clemson as much as I do? I think there's some fans that would argue with you they hate Clemson more than you, but you never know. You never know. You never know. Heath Hagler says, just want to see us continue to get better. A win against Clem sucks at the end of the year will be huge for in-state recruits. I think that would be Shane Beamer's first statement win. You know, that game is so far off, and everybody wants to talk about that game already, and I totally understand why. But that game's so far off, man. I'm not trying to deep dive into that one quite yet. But certainly, I tell you what's exciting for me, selfishly. What's exciting for yours truly, selfishly, is, I started the business back in 2017. I mean, we haven't had a competitive South Carolina Clemson game really since that point. I mean, if you want to argue 2018, I guess go ahead, but I wouldn't, whatever. So I'm selfishly looking forward to the fact that, like, I'm going to be able to create content, hype up the game, and we're going to actually have a game to look forward to that, hey, maybe South Carolina can win this football game. First time, and I don't remember the last time I literally went into a South Carolina Clemson game and felt to myself, hey, Carolina can win. I mean, that's just and I'm right. That's just the honest truth. It's been since 2014. Really. It's been since 2014. Let's see. Brian Dean says, I'll pull for the Russian national rugby team over Clemson. Hey, talk a little rugby talk here on a Friday. Why not? Daddy O says, if we score first, we'll win. Can't get behind too early. You definitely got to start fast. I agree with you. I'll tell you another key, and I'm probably going to make a piece of content on it right after this. But a huge key in this game, which I don't know why I didn't list it as one of my top 3 keys, because it certainly should be one. But your defense is playing their tails off, right? Your defense is playing their tails off. There's no other way to put it. And so when they give you a short field, they make a big play, they give you an opportunity to swing the momentum of a game, you've got to take advantage. I mean, that to me has really been, that's been this offense's biggest problem. It's been this offense's biggest problem. I mean, have they had other problems and other deficiencies and other issues? Certainly. But when you're getting the football on the 30-yard line, the 25-yard line, hell, just the plus side of the field, and you can't convert that into touchdowns more often than you're doing, I mean, you're really going to struggle. You're really going to struggle. Because not only are you not getting momentum for yourself, hell, that's momentum for the other team. Like, wow, our defense made the stand we had to have. So, you got to convert on your opportunities. Bottom line, you have to. It's football is just like any other sport, right? There's going to be 5, 6, 7 moments in this game that'll determine the outcome of the game. And it's things like that, those type of moments when you don't convert, that I think you look back and you say, man, that was the missed opportunity that got us. That was the missed opportunity that got us in the end. So you got to convert on those chances, man. You have to convert on those chances, bottom line. You absolutely have to. Brian Lowe says, sucks you're not going to make the trip to Knoxville. Slapstick of the week vote for Vol fan Brennan Davis. Calling for the Volunteers, won by 4 scores, 13-10 Gamecocks. 13-10 Gamecocks, Brian Lowe has. What a game that would be. All Gamecocks will get a local discount at Tennessee Legend Distillery at the Winfield Dunn Parkway location in, how do you say that, Sevierville? I guess so. Just where you're Garnet and Black to get the discount. Heath Hagler, I would have put money on them to cover the spread against us each of the last 5 years, talking about the Carolina Clemson game. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just been the reality of the series. That's been the reality. Hunter Johnson, I'd like to see the defense set the tone and the offense come out hot and not the scrimmage shit. That never works. Love it. Brian Dean says R.J. Roderick will show out in the second half. I could see that. Yeah, I think R.J. will play well. I mean, I think Jamar Brown on his place will play well. Savannah Webster, are we doing Stormtroopers? So there's been nothing official. My people have nothing, but I have to assume we are. I don't know. I'd have to assume we are. Phil, my guy Phil in the chat. Phil, what happened, Phil? God, the Rays. God. Hey, the Rays are for real, man. My goodness, the Rays are for real. Kevin C., is it just me or does Beamer get genuinely irritated at uniform questions? Well, yeah, I mean, I it just gets old, I think, for him. He's already made the point, like, we're not going to make a huge deal out of the uniforms and stuff like that. So he's probably just like, dude, just stop. Enough is enough, guys. Enough is enough. I don't know. I just love making the graphics personally. I don't care if there's no battle armor. I love making our graphics though. But whatever, it is what it is. Yeah, Phil, there's plenty of baseball left. I like giving you a little crap. But the Boston people, y'all have had plenty of success. You can handle a little jabbing now, every now and then. Again, guys, 843-790-3377 here on this Friday. Great Friday to have a Friday. Lego. Here's a fun question. Dusty Rhodes, are you inspired by any play-by-play commentators? So, and I'm assuming you're talking in regards to just overall TSUS, how we create content, the business, stuff like that. There's play-by-play guys that I've liked for sure, but I'm not sure those are the guys that really inspired me a lot in the beginning, especially. I'll be honest with you. The guys I looked at when I first started, and it's with all due respect, they weren't local. They weren't, it was like the Barstool Sports guys. It was the Pat McAfees of the world. In regards to, again, of course, not their, we're never, I don't want to and never will be as crude in some of the things they do, but like the way they create content and the way they're able to, build a platform through that, creating content. Also, Gary V is someone that I've watched a lot of his commentary, a lot of his stuff about, creating. That's why I'm such a believer. I mean, really, that stems from Gary V being a believer in creating mass pieces of content. It's no secret how to grow on social media. You've got to make mass pieces of content. I mean, just tons of content. And I've gotten to the point now, guys, where like if I go longer than 2 hours without posting a new piece of content, I'm kind of like, I get the shakes a little bit. No, I just believe in it, man. And it's to the point now. People ask me like, Chris, you could slow down a little bit. You don't have to post as much anymore. But I don't know. That's not how your brain's wired. You know what I mean? It's like you get here and it's like we're still only 1% of the way. Like you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing. Keep the foot on the gas pedal. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's definitely some guys out there. I really do like what Pat McAfee does. I like what Jared Carabas does with his platform, talking baseball. I mean, hey, I respect what Dave Portnoy's built. I mean, how can you not? I mean, they're the biggest, baddest entity on the planet, basically. So, but that's just a few. But again, Gary V was a big one. I watched a lot of his stuff in regards to like how to create content. I've got his book up here, Crush It. I've read his book, and yeah, it's really, really good stuff. So Justin Warren says, I know it doesn't matter what we wear, but I like looking fire when we play, and some uniform combos do make a difference with how hyped it makes the players. The Tennessee players are hyped up big time for the uniforms. Last time they played us in those uniforms, they beat us like 31-13. And again, dude, I understand that, but that was also 2009 with Lane Kiffin as your head coach. So, I mean, cool, whatever. All black for a noon game. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Brian Dean says, my pick for the weekend, South Carolina 28, Tennessee 17, Ole Miss 35, Arkansas 21, Georgia 42, Auburn 10, Alabama 35, A&M 13. Those are all fair. Shit, Bama might be the lock of the week. Bama might be the lock of the week, folks. Trip, less than 24 hours indeed, my friend. Less than 24 hours indeed. Let's see. Kay, you need to get up on him early. I agree. Start fast. Start fast. Luke RJ says, like the interview with Dave Portnoy about how he's been their biggest person that helped the Barstool. He basically said all the people that hustle every day and are hungry to be successful. Yeah, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. That's what it takes, man. Sweat equity. There's just no substitute for it, man. You can have the greatest idea. You can be the best podcaster. You can be this, that. But if you don't have that hustle, if you ain't got a degree in hustle, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. That's it. That's it. It ain't going to happen. Simply put. Hunter Johnson says, Montario Hardesty was wearing the All Blacks, whipping our asses. It would be nice to whip them with him on our staff. Trip, so this shirt is actually on our store. It's a Cox by 90 shirt. It's on our store, though. So if you go to our store and search Cox by 90, it is there. Let me make sure. It should still be there. We released this in January of 2020 and basically sold none, which I guess surprised me a little bit. But, yeah. Cox by 90 is on there, my friend. Cox by 90 is on there. Yeah. And garnet and white. Michael Cavaliers says, I think we'll either lose by a lot or win by 3. And that's fair because I just said that. I mean, I don't know. It feels like one of those games that South Carolina's either going to win or it could be a double-digit game, you know. So, but I'm seeing some scores right now, guys. 34-17 Tennessee. I mean, do we think the defense is just going to get blasted tomorrow? I mean, again, I was very skeptical of the defense heading in this season. I mean, you guys know, right? The way I talked about the secondary, the way I talked about everything, really, outside of the defensive line, right? But coming into week 6, I mean, Clayton White has basically made me a believer. I understand what Tennessee did. I understand that Tennessee put up 62 on Mizzou. That I just don't see that happen again. I don't see that happening. The Gamecocks have given up more than 17 points just once, and it was to Georgia. All right, let's jump to the phone line.
Call from
Robbie Davis.
to accept.
Robbie, what's going on, man? How are you?
Are people still skeptical about this defense? Okay. Clayton White, like I said a couple of days ago, is earning his paycheck, in my opinion.
I agree. No, I agree. Absolutely. Dude, I'm a believer in Clayton White now.
You think you could, honestly, I'm like to the point where you can do go coach then and try to make the money. You know, I mean, dude, we are literally in the best conference in college football, okay? Even if I was not a South Carolina fan, I would still say right now that the SEC is the best conference in football, period. End of story.
I would agree 110%. Absolutely.
It's crazy. I'm like, dude, first off, and what's crazy is, like, he's never, like I said also a couple weeks ago, none of these coaches have never coached in a Power 5, and right now the best one of our coaches that's doing the best right now is our defensive coordinator.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy.
I think that it's crazy that people are going crazy thinking that this is going to be a beatdown. I'm like, it's not going to be a beatdown, especially if our defense keeps playing like this. It's not going to be a beatdown.
No, I'd agree. I think your defense will give you every opportunity to win the football game.
The only thing that concerns me about the game tomorrow is this: is our offense going to show up?
Yeah.
I am not concerned about our defense. I'm more concerned about is our offense going to show up? Because if our offense don't show up and our defense is doing all that work, then we got a problem.
Yeah, it all comes down to offensively. It does. It all comes down to offensively, and when the defense makes plays and when they make stops and when they flip the field, you have to convert. Bottom line, you have to convert. You have to take advantage of those opportunities. I mean, there's some games this year, again, as harsh as I've been on us, I mean, that if you're able to take advantage and get a touchdown instead of a field goal against teams like Troy and ECU, and I mean, those games are not close, you know. So That'll be the difference. Can you capitalize when your defense makes those big plays for you?
It's crazy that people are like going crazy with all this, and I'm like, dude, our defense honestly has been better than expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been much
whole,
better. It's been
opinion,
much better than expected for sure.
And like in my opinion, it's been better than I wasn't even expecting us to do this well. I was like, wait, what? I mean, I had a feeling the defensive line was going to be good, but I wasn't. I mean, obviously our secondary hasn't been great, but it's been better than expected.
Mm.
I mean, they're getting the job done, you know. And honestly, I'd rather have, and hear me out on this. I want you to hear me out.
Mm.
I would rather have 4-star and 3-star athletes that are going to give me everything on the field over a 5-star athlete that thinks he's the shit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes, I agree 110%.
And these guys, don't get me wrong, these guys are good. But we're going to wind up later on in the season playing teams that are better than us. But if our defense keeps playing like this, we're going to be in every single game that we play in the rest of the year. Outside of the Georgia game, that was a no doubt. Okay, yeah. I knew that game was going to be bad from the first kickoff. I was like, crap, this isn't going to be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, Georgia's for real. Georgia's for real.
Yeah, I agree. They're for real. But I just wanted to, just give my 10 cents on that whole thing. I mean, it's crazy that people are going that think that we're going to beat.
Yeah, I think. Listen, certainly,
or we're going to get beat.
Yeah, certainly South Carolina might lose. I'm not sitting here saying that it's I'm locking it in. But could South Carolina lose? Certainly. But yeah, I've been a bit surprised with some of the score predictions with people picking the Gamecocks to surrender 30, 40. I mean, that feels a little aggressive. Maybe it'll happen, but that feels aggressive to me. I don't know.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the only time that we've given up 30 or more points is Georgia, correct?
Yeah, we haven't given up more than 17, except for the Georgia game. So
outside of the Georgia game, we've only given up at the most 17.
Right.
So our defense is doing its job. It's just whenever we ran into that buzzsaw with the name Georgia on their chest, and they beat us like a dog. It was bad.
Right.
And just like I said, also a week ago, I can't wait if we wind up having all the people on staff that are on staff now 2 years from now. I can't wait to see how good this team really can be, because by then we'll almost have the guys that Beamer wants that fits his philosophy. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, for sure, absolutely. He's got to get his players in there, no doubt. Yeah. Every coach recruits a different type of ball player, and that's what makes a lot of them successful and not successful. So, yeah, you got to give Beamer time to get his players in there. And, again, I want to say this too. You win or lose this game, I've picked it as a win. I don't know. My gut's telling me we're going to win. But even if you lose, hey, it's not an indictment saying, oh, the Shane Beamer era is going to be a failure, this, that, whatever. Because people will freak out. But, it's a big game in the scope of the 2021 season.
And that's another thing that's crazy is they're freaking out, and technically the players that he has aren't even his players.
Right.
What happens on the field is not an indictment on this coaching staff that we have now. It's an indictment on the previous coaching staff to show how horrible they actually were.
Yeah. Yeah, 2-win team, 6 wins total in the last 2 years. Those are just facts. Those are not opinions. Those are facts. So, yep.
All right, man. You have a good one, okay?
Robbie, I appreciate you, man. Take care. Always appreciate the call.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Thanks. 843-790-3377. Robbie Davis fired up on a Friday. That's my favorite kind of Robbie Davis. A fired up Robbie Davis. Again, I think I heard Robbie, by the way, call into Shane Beamer's call-in show last night. So I love that. I do love hearing. I'll be listening to Carolina calls now, and like John Kruger will call in or Robbie will call. I'm like, that's our caller. That's our caller. So I love that. Personally, I love that. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. 843-790-3377. Want to continue to hear from you. I'm locked in. Gamecocks 23, Tennessee 21. What's your predictions? What's your thoughts on that? Am I crazy? What do you think? How will this game go tomorrow on Rocky Top, guys? 843-790-3377. Your questions, comments, and calls, all that and more on the other side of the break. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, we're back. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Continue to take your questions, your comments, your calls as well. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts on the game tomorrow as the Gamecocks look for their first SEC win of the 2021 football season, guys. Can Shane Beamer also get his first SEC win as a head football coach? A lot on the line tomorrow between these two squads. I'd ask you all yet again. We talked about this briefly yesterday, but for maybe those who were not tuned in, I would ask you this question because I think it's very intriguing. Who has more pressure to win tomorrow? Shane Beamer or Josh Heupel? Who has more pressure to win? I would probably argue Josh Heupel just because I think it'll be a shorter leash at Tennessee. I do think it'll be a shorter leash at Tennessee. Shane Beamer's going to get time. I think he's going to get time. I do. If you lose this game, nobody's seat is getting hot. No, there's going to be none of that crazy talk. It'll suck, and it'll make the path to 6 wins much tougher. But if you lose, guys, the sky is not falling. And again, I've picked the win, but I'm just making the point. If you do lose, the sky is not falling. I think in Knoxville, though, I don't know. I for some reason, I just feel like there's more pressure on them as a whole. Feels like there's more pressure on Rocky Top. And hey, also, you look at it this way. Yeah, Josh Heupel's a first-year head coach at Tennessee, but he's been a head coach before. You lose to Shane Beamer, who's never been a head football coach before this year. So, a lot on the line, man. It'd be a huge, we all know it'd be a huge win for South Carolina. There's no question. Brack, what's going on, my guy? How you doing, Brack? Appreciate you tuning in. Phil says, Daily Weather Report, New Hampshire, 72 and sunny. Phil also says, Robbie Davis's texts over Robbie Davis's calls. For lunch today, an Impossible Burger and Maui onion chips. Very good, Phil. It's always riveting to hear. It's always riveting to hear your lunch decisions. It is. Truly. I look forward to it. I look forward to it every day. Again, 843-790-3377, guys. That's 843-790-3377. Daddy O says, we need to run that Vol defensive line to death, sideline to sideline. Can you run the – is there any hope left for the offensive line? Is there any hope left? Daddy-O also says running back swing passes. Yeah, Brian Dean, yes. JBJ plays for Milwaukee. You are correct. Yeah. A lot of Gamecocks in the postseason. Blunt Trauma says, Doty appears to throw a better and more instinctive ball when rolling out of the pocket. Keep them on the run. One of my keys, move the pocket. Move the pocket, right? Get him outside the pocket. We saw how effective it was last week. We saw how effective it was last week. Move the pocket. I agree. Move the pocket. Absolutely. Liam Carney says, I think there's hope for the O-line if we can get away from the wide zone scheme. Liam Carney says, let's get back to pulling and running powers. Sean O'Brien says, I had a Subway Club sandwich on Italian urban cheese with tomatoes, lettuce, jalapenos, pickles, onions, and Chipotle Southwest mayo with a Powerade for lunch. All right, we're going to all start telling what we had for lunch. Here's a secret for you all. I don't eat lunch before this. I wait till after. So I do the whole fasting thing. So I don't normally eat my first meal till like 2:30 or 3 o'clock, to be honest with you. So I'm that guy. I am that guy indeed. Blunt Trauma says Cox 28, Vols 24. Luke RJ says, I didn't know about your show during Muschamp. Were you this accurate with the score predictions on the Gamecocks, even when we went 2-8 last year, or do you think you have just gotten better at it? I've certainly gotten better at it. I think that's one thing. But, were the scores exactly – I'd have to go back, I guess, and look at them. But I mean, I'll tell you this. I picked South Carolina to go 3-7 last year, and sure enough, they went 2-8. I did pick the upset against Auburn. So, I mean, here's the thing, too. I'll say this, guys. I mean, I do it every day. So I should somewhat have somewhat of a feel in regards to what I'm talking about. Somewhat, you know? Somewhat. Chase Everett says, Tennessee fan here. I don't know much about the Gamecocks this year. Who is someone to watch for? Offensively, it starts with our quarterback, Luke Doty. Josh Vann on the outside. Josh Vann on the outside certainly has been a weapon for South Carolina. Jaheim Bell and Nick Muse at the tight end position. The offensive line has been a big problem. What was his name again? Chase Everett. Chase, the offensive line, Chase, has been a big problem for South Carolina. Cannot run the football. Kevin Harris, Marshawn Lloyd, Zaquandre White, Juju McDowell. Can't really get anything going on the ground. So we'll see if they can figure that out at all for the game tomorrow. And then defensively, man, J.J. Nigbare, the defensive line's where it really starts for South Carolina. J.J. Nigbare, Jordan Strawn, Aaron Sterling, Zach Pickens, Jabari Ellis. Brad Johnson's been really good at the linebacker position, rushing the quarterback. So it starts up front. The secondary, Jalen Foster's been maybe the MVP of this entire football team. Jamar Brown had a really good game last week. Jalen Dickerson's a solid player. So some good players on that team. There are some good players. Corey Gardner has got to take more shots down the field tomorrow. I'd agree. Got to take shots. Liam Carney says, any insights about recruiting? Hoping Beamer can improve up that front. Yeah, things have kind of died down in recruiting, if you haven't noticed. Things have died down in recruiting. So Jacob Edwards, most every year we are out-recruited by Tennessee. Huge gain to start building back their reputation and recruiting. Somehow, some way, and I guess we can credit the McDonald's bags for this, but Tennessee has managed to have successful recruiting classes, even with how bad. I mean, guys, Tennessee has, and I'm not even like trying to necessarily talk smack, even though I guess I kind of am. Dude, Tennessee hasn't been relevant since like 2006. I mean, really, though. The recruits of now, they don't even know what good Tennessee football looks like because they haven't seen it. So, they haven't seen it. Daddy O says Subway pizza is the best sub $5 meal in America. I'll tell you this, man. I'm pub sub or die. I will probably never go back to Subway. I'm a pub sub guy. I'm a pub sub guy to the death of me, folks. And guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Dylan Prothman says 24-17 Gamecock. Shauna Ryan says chicken tender subs. What, dude? Yeah. Let's see. All right, 843-790-3377. Matthew Jacobs says, disagree with our offensive line. We need a dink and dunk with a West Coast style. Some tight end routes. Use short passes as the running game. The O-line can't hold blocks long enough for a run play, much less wait on a long pass route to develop. I tend to agree with you, Matthew Jacob, that you're getting to a point, again, I said this last week, I'll say it again, but you're getting to a point in the season, guys, where, listen, I understand that it doesn't make sense. I understand it doesn't make sense that we cannot run the football, but at some point, you just have to accept the fact that we can't run the football. You have to accept the fact that we can't run the football. So what adjustment are you going to make? Because you can't just keep getting stuffed on the run and just say, oh, we lost because we can't run the ball. That's not good enough. You got to make an adjustment. Try something else. Because the classic run game or whatever the hell you were trying to do in the beginning, it's not working. It's not working. Bottom line. Phil in the TDC Questions channel says, Red Sox Braves in the World Series would be amazing. Just keep in mind there will be no Braves without Boston. #history. Thank you for that tidbit, Phil. He says, remember we were getting a new recruit every day. That was fun. Yeah, summer was wild, man. Shane Bieber had us working over the summer. Tennessee football presented by McDonald's. Indeed. Indeed. Throw the McDonald's bag, he says. Jacob Edwards, if Doty is fully mobile, go 5 wide and let him make plays. And again, that's where my source of optimism really comes. That's where my source of optimism really comes with this offense, that you can continue to improve, continue to get better. That's where my optimism really stems from, I would say. Let's see. James Kendall says, my hope is that the past game we showed will loosen the box up a bit. I mean, you might have to do that, man. Throw to open up the run. Again, it's crazy. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. But it is what it is. You are who you are right now. Troy Bowers, spread them out. I agree. OMG Duckett says, F everything out of Georgia, even the Braves. Atlanta will always choke, or will choke like they always do. Thank you for that valuable comment, OMG Duckett. Thank you. Liam Carney says, is Tennessee's defense legit? Would you compare them to anyone else we have played this year? Somewhere between Georgia and East Carolina. Yeah, I'd say somewhere. What about Kentucky's defense? Kentucky's got a good defense, man. Kentucky's got and hey, give Tennessee credit. Their defense is one of the top ranked in the conference. So it'll be a challenge for us for sure. And if our defense doesn't hold up and they have an off game, we probably will lose, because I don't think we're going to score 30. I had this game in the preseason. I had it picked as a win, but I had to score 31-28. I thought, honestly, guys, the offense was going to be the one carrying this football team, not the defense. Not the defense. So, I don't think I'm seeing a 31-28 type of game. I can tell you that much. Not seeing a 31-28 type of game. I don't know how South Carolina could get to 31 points. Tanner Land, on the way to see the Gamecocks play, he says. Tanner, appreciate you tuning in, and safe travels, my friend. Safe travels. Give them hell up in Knoxville. I've never been there. It's unfortunate. I've never been there. So, tough. Never been there. Ooh, let's see. And Protham, make Luke more mobile and the run game will open up. Well, hopefully he's healthy enough to be more mobile. That's the key. Hopefully he's healthy enough. Aaron Hodges says 2 defensive touchdowns. Would love to see that. Would love to see that. Absolutely. You might need it. Daddy O says Gamecocks 24, Vols 20. Going to see running back swings to get the ball in playmakers' hands by any means necessary. Cody Gaskin says it's a road trip you must take. Incredible venue. Yeah, and I would have loved to, but also I'm very excited for our watch party tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, I should say. Doors open at 11, kickoff at noon. We'll be down in Summerville, South Carolina, watching the Gamecocks take on UT. So again, if you're out there, would love to have you come out, guys. Would love to party with some low country Gamecocks. Going to be a really, really, really good time tomorrow afternoon. So really looking forward to it. Excited. Also, guys, I guess it's never too early to break the news. We will be back at the downtown Greenville location, Greenville, South Carolina. We'll be back at that downtown location in 2 weeks for the Carolina A&M game. So really looking forward to that, guys. Again, highly suggest you come out to that one. The venue is incredible. We had a blast the last time I was there watching us play East Carolina. So Definitely come out. Cody Gaskin says he'll be at Carolina Ale House. Let's go. Let's go, Cody. Attaboy. Appreciate you, Cody. Thank you. Aaron Hodges says, I hate Knoxville. I'll never go again. Last time I went was 2003, cold AF. Had to scalp tickets with my hand in my jacket. That doesn't sound fun at all, my friend. I think the coldest game I've actually attended in person was probably 2008 Clemson. I don't know if you guys remember that one. It was like a noon kick, but it was like misting. Oh, God, it was miserable. And we got our freaking brains beat in. So it was miserable. Phil in the TDC Questions channel says, I'm no expert, but I really wish Carolina ran the air raid offense. We probably don't currently have the personnel for it. Throw the ball on first, second, and third down. Run on fourth if you need to. See y'all next week. Vandy game is going to be lit. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Looking forward to that, Phil. Really excited that you'll be in town and that we'll be obviously going to the game and going to be a really, really good time. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that for sure. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, and your calls as well. Let's see. Luke RJ says it'll be nice to see how Satterfield adjusts again with the plays. He changed it up last week, and we played better. I still think with 3 or 4 wide and a running back, we can use a tight end lead blocking. Isn't it crazy, though, like to hear? And I agree with you, Luke. But do you ever stop and you're like, damn, I can't believe that we're saying this right now? Who would have ever thought going into week 6, we'd be saying, man, we really need to go 5 wide and spread the field. And I mean, it's just I think that was all of us, though. We've all been caught by surprise of what this offense is and what it has to do to move the ball, basically. So it's nuts, but it is what it is. Hey, again, you got to make an adjustment. You can't just use the excuse of, oh, well, we can't run the ball, so it's hard for us to win. No, then do something else. Do something else. Because I'll tell you this. Are you going to be an elite rushing team this year? Probably not. I think that's sort of out the window. But it's hard for me to believe we don't have competent enough offensive linemen to be at least decent offensively. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Like, give Mike Bobo the credit, blame Greg Atkins, do whatever you want to do, but it doesn't make sense that you've got the same guys from last year who, again, guys, I don't feel like you can be a porous offensive line and pave the way for a 1,000-yard rusher. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that is a thing, guys. Yeah, Phil says in the preseason you were saying how we should run the ball 70 to 80%. It's insane how things have crumbled with the run. I mean, it is. It's shocking. It's for as many times as I've been on point or right about this football team, Phil, that is one, I mean, I completely missed the mark. Completely missed it. But I think most did. I mean, nobody expected the run game to be this bad. Nobody in their right mind thought the run game would struggle this much. I mean, was it going to be like last year? I didn't think so. I thought, hey, Kevin Harris, he'll have a nice season, but he's not going to rush for 1,000 again. But for it to be this bad, it's baffling. It's mind-blowing, really. Let's see. Travis Lee says, looking for a birthday win tomorrow. I hate Tennessee almost as much as that team in the upstate, 24-21 Gamecocks. Travis, happy early birthday to you, my friend. Hope the Gamecocks do secure that birthday W for you. Will Croson said, nothing be better than beating a Vols team that thinks they have a win. I hate Tennessee almost as much as I hate Clemson. Liam Carney says, I'd like to see some discipline tomorrow. Win or lose, that would be an improvement in my opinion. Yeah, you can't get penalized 10 times and win the football game. It's just not going to happen. So, Aaron Hodges says, last year, no team in the country played defense. You had to know defense to be better. I mean, yeah, defense, you knew it was going to be better, but, I mean, good God, South Carolina can't even run the ball at all. It's just night and day. I mean, I didn't expect that. Jonathan Lawrence, to have a chance, Doty will have to throw for 200 and 2 to 3 touchdowns and no INTs. Yeah, he's going to have to. I think the over-under, which I'll post here a little bit later on the Prize Picks app, I think the over-under is like 171.5 passing yards for Doty. Right? I think that has to be over. I think that has to be over. I mean, if Luke Doty throws for less than 170, we will get blasted. I unfortunately think so. We will. It will be a very long day for us. Phil in the TDC Questions channel says, remember last year when I was saying Bobo's offense was from 1999? I would take that offense back in a heartbeat. He says that 99 style offense with this defense, we'd only have one loss. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. That is how things can change. That's why college football is so incredible, man. It's a week-to-week game, and you just never know. You never know. We try to make predictions and give our analysis and our takes, but the game is played by 18 to 22-year-olds. You just never know what might happen. You never know. Hey, maybe Hooker, maybe him and his girlfriend broke up or something. You go into the game tomorrow, and he plays like crap, and everyone's like, well, what happened? It's like you can't account for the emotional swings of these guys. You just can't. You can't account for the emotional swings. It's crazy. It really is crazy. So, like I said, though, never met a hooker a cock couldn't tame. We'll be fine. Hendon Hooker. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. He's a good player, though. 6'4", 218, out of Virginia Tech, the Va-Tech transfer. So, again, guys, questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. In case you missed it, guys, I'm locked in at 23 to 21. We'll take this call, and we'll jump to a break real quick.
Phil Harris.
Phil, what's going on, my man? How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. Appreciate you asking, man. What's up?
Just wanted to let you know I don't feel great about this game. If it was at home, it might be a different story. I feel like our defense will make us proud again this week. I don't think there's no way that they're going to score 62 points on us. No effing way that's going to happen. I'm expecting our defense might keep us into it past the second half. Maybe we get like a pick six again or, a couple of interceptions, but I just don't see our offense working. I mean, it hasn't worked really all year. It hasn't looked good. So I don't think we're going to score enough points to keep up with them. I think it will be respectable, but I don't know, man. I'm not predicting a win on this one. I don't know what the score is going to be, but I'll watch the game as always, but I'm not feeling very confident right now.
That's fair. I'll ask you this just to kind of switch up the vibe a little bit. How surprised were you when you saw I'd picked a win? I wondered, like, how shocked were people going to be?
I wasn't too shocked because I know that you predicted us to win in the preseason, but I'm not too shocked. With me, if it was me making the predictions, I would have flipped and said we would beat Kentucky at home and then we would lose to Tennessee away in the preseason. That would have been my prediction, but
that's fair. That's very fair. I said that in the preseason too. I was like, however, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mizzou, and Auburn, I just looked at it as like those are 4 swing games. I think it's fair to say Carolina goes 2-2. Whatever 2 you think they win or lose is, whatever. You can convince me either way for all 4 of them. You know what I mean? So
I do feel like it's a coin toss type of game, but I just don't have a lot of confidence that it's going to be heads or tails for us either way. So,
right.
But I think we have a chance for sure. I mean, again, it's a coin flip type of game, so we definitely have a chance to win. I don't feel very confident about it.
Yeah,
I
hear you.
That I'll be proven wrong.
I hear you. Hey, the offense has got to do something, man. It's got to prove a lot of us wrong.
Yeah,
so
man.
The offense has got to do something.
Yeah, the defense can't just keep scoring for us. That's just not going to work.
Right.
We can't expect that. So, all right, man. That's all I got for you today. Go Cox.
Phil, I appreciate you. Go Cox, my friend. Thank you so much. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, again, I'm locked in 23 to 21. I got the Gamecocks, believe it or not, yours truly, rolling with South Carolina in this football game. Want to continue to hear from you. Take your questions, your comments, calls. How do you feel South Carolina will fare on Rocky Top tomorrow? All that and more on the Daily Crow. You're tuned in. Appreciate y'all. Let's have a day. All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, we're back. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. Breaking 70. What's going on, my guy? Nan Martin says 22-10 in a Gamecocks victory. Love that. Breaking 70 says the odds are very against us. We've only won 3 times in Knoxville since 1916. Yeah, it's been a house of horrors. I think I'd like to think at this point we all know the history, Breaking. We all know the history for sure. We all know the history. So let's see. Brian McGuffey says 31-13 Tennessee. Go Gamecocks. Just not anywhere near a good enough offense to keep up with the team gelling offensively. Hope that I am wrong. Again, I don't know what it is, guys. It's in my gut. I got 23-21 Carolina. I tried to talk myself out of it all week long, and you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. It is what it is. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. We're actually getting our podcast clip out on social media as we speak. I've always wondered, it's like, do I really have to do those? But I like it. I like promoting the podcast in some type of way, and that's effectively what the clips do. So I don't think anybody else really does that either. So whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Again, guys, how you feeling on the game? What are your predictions? I got 23-21 Gamecocks. Call me crazy. I got 23-21 Gamecocks. That's where I currently sit. That is where I currently sit. So we'll see what happens. Brian McGuffey says, I'll take it. Jonathan Lawrence says, I feel like the Vols will win it, but it won't be a blowout. I'll say 7-14 points at the most. Well, I'll tell you this. Vegas has been very, very good when it comes to South Carolina. They've been incredibly good in regards to hitting those numbers. So if you believe in Vegas, you know, they tend to believe that it's going to be a 10-point game or so. Which, I mean, it's fair. That's fine. I'm not saying that's not fair. But again, I'm locked in 23-21. I think weird things will happen tomorrow. Weird things will happen, folks. Weird things will happen. And hey, I've been right all season long. All season long. Why don't I push my luck a little bit? Let me just push my luck just a bit. Why not? Why not, right? Why not? Why freaking not? Billy says, let's go Gamecocks. Darrell Wall Jr. says, weather the storm early. They're going to try to knock us out in the first quarter. We just can't get down big early. It'll be a long day up there, especially with our offensive struggles. Hang in there, and I firmly believe our offense can find some success moving the ball on them. Just got to put the ball in the end zone and not settle for field goals all day. Defense will get a big turnover late, and the Gamecocks will hold on and win. Darrell Wall Jr. locked in. Gamecocks 27, Tennessee 23. Nan Martin says, I'll be right tomorrow. Let's see. Would love it. Hey, push your luck. Why not? Why not push my luck a little bit? Zachary Barker says, I like that you promote the podcast. Thank you. All right, let's jump back to the phone lines here.
Call from
Skyland, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good. I missed your prediction. I just tuned in. So, what's your prediction for Saturday?
I've got South going to win in the football game, believe it or not, 23-21.
Oh.
I know. Yeah, I just I'm not sold on Tennessee, man. I know they crushed Mizzou and all this, that, whatever. Now they're just world beaters. They're going to run for 400 on us. I'm not sold on them. As much as I've talked about us all season having problems and deficiencies and issues, Tennessee's got the same. They've got problems to figure out. There's no way in my mind Tennessee plays that good 2 weeks in a row. And I think Beamer Ball will make a big play. I said that in the preseason of this game, believe it or not. I really thought Beamer Ball would be a difference maker in this game. I'm a believer in your defense. It all just comes down to offensively. Can you capitalize when the defense gives you an opportunity to make a big play and put points on the board? So if you can do that, I think you'll win it. But some of these scores. I mean, listen, I respect everybody's score prediction, but some of these scores, man, I'm seeing of people saying that Tennessee's going to score 35 points, 38, 40. I'm just like, have we watched the same defense this season? Because, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying we're elite, but, again, it just feels like a classic overreaction to what Tennessee did last week. I mean, think about it, man. Tennessee's a 10-point favorite. The over-under is only at, 56? So people are saying that Tennessee is going to win 38 to, 14, basically? I mean, come on. I don't see that, man. I don't see that at all. So, I don't know, man. I'm pushing my luck a little bit, I guess, but I'm rolling with Carolina. I think they get the big upset. At least according to Vegas, the big upset.
I'm glad you're definitely picking the Gamecocks. Well, I want to stick with my predictions because I don't know nothing about Tennessee, and I know they're not as good as they've shown, and not as bad as they've shown. But our offense is what it is, but I would love a Gamecock victory. I love it.
Oh yeah, it'd be a huge win, man. There's no question. This would be a massive win. I mean, Shane Beamer obviously still looking for his first SEC win, and then you get to 4-2. I mean, that would be a massive win. So I'll ask you this, Skyline. I've been posing this question to people. Who do you think has more pressure to win this game, Heupel or Beamer? Who needs the W more? Who needs the W more? I'll say that.
I would have to say probably South Carolina, because Tennessee can recruit off tradition and we can't.
Mm-hmm.
And as a program-wise, of course, I'm going to say South Carolina because, I mean, that's an iffy question, really.
Tough,
really
right?
Don't matter, really. Yeah, I mean, it's really a tough question.
I say Heupel. I say Heupel has more pressure, man. I just think, honestly, I'll be totally honest, I think the pressure to win in Knoxville is higher than it is in Columbia, especially right now.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I know fans will be upset, whatever it is, what it is. But if South Carolina loses, I mean, the over-under of this year was 3.5, man. You weren't expected to be a very good team. And I'm not saying Tennessee was either, but Tennessee losing at home to South Carolina would be much more damaging. I think it'd be much worse for them than it will be for us, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a game both teams want and need to win for sure. There's no question.
I'm sorry. I saw your text message last night, and I did make a few phone calls, and absolutely have no answer for you. Nobody knows.
Battle armor is like the biggest secret this week.
I have no idea. Usually when you ask me, I can text you right back, and
Oh, I know, yeah.
Nobody knows. I'll tell you this. I think it's gonna be white garnet. That's my prediction. All we can do is predict.
Yeah.
It's either gonna be all white or white garnet.
I mean, I'd be fine with it. No, not at all.
But what is your prediction of the uniform report?
I figured it'd be stormtroopers personally, but
and more than likely it's probably going to be stormtroopers.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying the potential of the garnet pants because he changed it up last week with the garnet pants and he won, so he might stick with the garnet pants.
Yeah, who knows? Who
Some-
knows?
You know,
Maybe.
Some coaches are superstitious.
Yeah.
Question for you: Are you going to lead the Fire Frank Martin chant this year?
Am I going to lead the Fire Frank Martin chant? You know, I can't make those guarantees or those predictions until I'm in the moment. Am I eager to be the fire the coach guy again? Not really, to be honest with you, not really. I'll call it like I see it though. I mean, if we get off to a start like we did last year and we're playing like we did, I mean, I like Frank. Again, though, I said it after last season. Hey, that's fine. Get the COVID pass, whatever, is what it is. But minimum expectation has to be making the tournament this year. So is it? I mean, is it?
I think this year's team's going to be better than last year's team.
Oh, God. I mean, I'd certainly hope so, man. I'd certainly hope so.
I just feel like they're not the same players. We got 5 different players. Like, I just feel like everybody last year was kind of like the same players.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like now we're finally got different players, different,
Well, the good news for me
So I
is
feel
this, man. I'm gonna allocate a lot more to women's basketball than I have in the past. So, if men's isn't doing what they need to do, hey, we'll just allocate those resources and lock in on what Dawn Staley and her crew are doing. Because I mean, I think at this point, man, I think fans would rather hear about that anyways. Like.
And that probably is true.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to like completely ignore the men, but I'm just saying, like, I know myself, and I know that we haven't covered women's basketball nearly as extensively as, and I mean, there's reason for that. There's reason for that. You know the reason, I know the reason, we all know the reason. But when you're as good as South Carolina is, man, you can't ignore what they're doing. I mean, we might not lose a game, so.
All right, where you going to be at tomorrow if I let you go?
I will be in Summerville, South Carolina for our watch party.
You got a long way to go, brother.
About an hour 20, so whatever. It is what it is, my friend. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
I'm going to the high school game tonight, the 4.5 rain, but that's what I'll do on my Friday.
Well, have a blast, my friend. Have a blast.
All right, y'all have good. I hope everybody on your chat has a good, safe weekend. We all have fun Friday watching the Gamecocks beat Tennessee.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Skyland. Thanks so much.
Later.
Great stuff. 843-790-3377. Brack in the TDC Questions channel says, I think the Vols will be coming off the Missouri win, and looking forward to Ole Miss. I think the Gamecocks sneak a win in 26-23. Vols have more pressure to win right now than we do. I think that's fair, Brack. I think that's very fair. Let's see. John Arthur, what's going on? Tyler Knoll says, Carolina 27, Tennessee 21. Offense finally gets going, and defense does what defense has been doing. Again, guys, I would ask you all as well, like, how surprised were you when you saw my prediction that I have South Carolina winning? I don't know, though. I've been confident all week. Like, it's not a thing where, I've had any sort of lack of confidence. I felt confident all week. I really have. Call me crazy. I don't know. Call me crazy. At least you're calling, as Drake once said. Again, 843-790-3377, guys. It's 843-790-3377. Yeah, looking forward to it. Again, quick reminder, watch party tomorrow at Carolina Ale House in Summerville, South Carolina. Summerville, South Carolina. Looking forward to it, guys. Going to be a really, really good time. Appreciate each and every single one of you, your love, support. The watch parties have been an incredible success, and expecting more of the same tomorrow in the Low Country. Going to be a really, really good time. Let's see. Jump over to, I don't know. The line hasn't changed, by the way. 10.5 is the line. Over under 56.5 is the total. Again, guys, some of these prize picks, we'll go ahead and just kind of talk about these just briefly. Over under passing yards. Hendon Hooker for Tennessee is listed at 204.5. Luke Doty is listed at 177 and a half. Guys, I think you have to take the over with Luke Doty because if we don't go over, we don't win anyways. He has to go over 177 and a half. Let's see. Rushing yards. Tyon Evans, 78 and a half for the Tennessee running back. Kevin Harris, over under 51 and a half. At this point, I don't know how I can pick Kevin go over. I don't know how I can. I truly don't know how I can. Receiving yards. Velus Jones Jr. for Tennessee, over under 64 and a half. Josh Vann, 49 and a half. I do like that number. Receptions. Velus Jones Jr. over under 3.5 receptions. Josh Vann, 3 receptions. I think Josh Vann over is safe there as well. I think that's safe. Let's go to pass touchdowns. This one's interesting. Passing touchdowns. Hayden Hooker over under 2 passing touchdowns. Luke Doty over under 1. Over under 1. Rushing touchdowns. Let's see. Do they have? I'm not seeing our numbers for rushing touchdowns. Okay, maybe they don't have it. See, they have receiving touchdowns. Yes, they don't have ours. They have Velus Jones Jr. over under 0.5 receiving touchdowns. Interceptions. They don't have Hooker for some reason. Luke Doty over under 0.5. Will Luke Doty throw a pick tomorrow? That is the question. Carter Bingham says 24-23. Tennessee. Oh, please, Carter, don't wish that on me. Heartbreaking. Tanner Land says, I don't feel very good about this one. 21-10 Volunteers. That's a long road trip to make, Tanner, thinking you're going to lose. That's a long road trip, my friend. Let's see. We do have a text here on the text line. It says, I agree with more pressure on Heupel if he can't find 6 wins. Tennessee fans will treat it like it was a disaster. If Beamer wins 4 or 5, South Carolina fans are more likely to understand that it's just year 1. Travie, I just think about the history up there and how we haven't been very successful in Neyland, but I hope the confidence carries over tomorrow for a victory. I hope our defense comes to play. I understand the history. I understand, guys, Neyland has been a house of horrors, but, here's the beauty of sport. None of that matters tomorrow. It really doesn't. If South Carolina loses this football game, it won't be because, they always lose there. It's like, doesn't matter. I mean, you know what I mean? If we outplay them, out-execute them, play a better football game than them, we will win. We will win, bottom line. We will win. Tyler Knoll says, go Bravos! Go Bravos! Woo! Yes. Hammer it. Boom. Go Bravos. Tyler Knoll says, go Bravos. There's absolutely nothing like postseason baseball. I agree with you, bro. I love it. Postseason baseball is incredible. Postseason baseball is a lot of fun to watch. Again, guys, questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Guys, I do want to say this as well. Thank you all so much for the love and support when it comes to the Prize Picks app. Guys, that has been a huge success partnering up with them. So, again, I want to say thank you so much to each and every single one of you. It's been absolutely incredible. And they're very happy on their end. I actually talked to them. They're very happy on their end with how things have gone. So, again, thank you all so much for showing love and support, rocking with those guys. And I'll tell you, I love the Prize Picks app too, man. It's so much fun. It is so much fun, honestly. Let's see. They probably have some MLB. Yeah, let's see. Freddie Freeman over under 1.5 hits and walks. Christian Yelich over under 1.5 hits and walks. Let's see, what do they have for pitching? Charlie Morton over under 6.5 strikeouts. Shane Baz, that's Tampa. Corbin Burns for Milwaukee over under 7.5 strikeouts. Let's see what else they have. Total bases. Christian Yelich over under 1.5. So does he get on base twice? Lorenzo Cain over under 0.5. That could be a good pick. Let's see. Runs plus RBIs. Ozzie Albies is over under 0.5. Austin Riley is over under 0.5. Adam Duvall's over under 0.5. Very interesting. Let's see. Carter Bingham says, hoping for the other way around, but I just think we scored 2 touchdowns maximum. Going to have to be a spectacular day by Parker White for us to win. Yeah, Parker needs to do well. There's no question. I hope we don't see a lot of Parker White tomorrow because I don't want to see us kicking field goals, to be totally honest with you. I don't. Robbie Davis, appreciate you. Have a great weekend, Robbie. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Tanner Lynn says, if we lose tomorrow, I'm packing my bags and coming home Saturday night. I hear you. I wouldn't want to stay up there either. Bad Brad says, driving down from Louisville around 4:30 a.m. tomorrow, predicting a 28-20 Gamecocks win. Justin Warren says, I like seeing Jackie do good, but it's a bad day to be a Brewer. Hashtag let's get it Bravo. Yep. Bad day to be a Brewer, folks. Bad day to be a Brewer. Let's get after it, my guy. Let's get after it, Justin. Let's go, babe. As they say in the biz, hum, babe. Carolina Titan says Gamecocks win 13-10. Love that. Gamecocks win 13-10, you say. Love to see it. Love to see it. Daddy O, 3 hours to first pitch. Indeed. It's like they play at 4:37. What a strange time to play a baseball game. But it's the playoffs, so trying to get them all in. I get it. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Brennan M says in the TDC Questions channel, Hooker's about to throw 3 picks. Like I said, Brendan, and to everyone else, never met a hooker a cock couldn't tame. Story will be the same tomorrow. Cocks by a zillion. Let's see again, guys. 843-790-3377. How about basketball being right around the corner, by the way? These exhibitions getting going the first week in November. I mean, it's nuts to think that, like, basketball's about to be here. It's crazy to me. It is truly, truly crazy. Let's see. Let's see. Justin Warren says, I see us getting minimum 3 turnovers tomorrow. Brown and Foster are going to go off. You're going to have to do that, of course. You're going to have to win the turnover margin. Hey, double-digit underdog on the road, got to win the turnover margin. And again, the biggest thing, guys, is this, and I didn't list it as a key to the game, and I probably should have, but not only do you have to win the turnover margin, but you got to convert. You got to convert. You can't kick field goals. Losers kick field goals. As Steve Spurrier once said, losers kick field goals. Cannot kick field goals. Cannot do it. So, you cannot do it. Let's see. I wonder who SEC Mike picked. I'm sure he picked the Volunteers to win. I would have to imagine. Again, guys, quick reminder, watch party tomorrow afternoon at Carolina Ale House in Summerville, South Carolina. Very excited. Doors open at 11. Kickoff will be at noon in that one. Excited to party with a bunch of low country Gamecocks down there. Also, check out the podcast if you have not done so. Drop this morning, episode 514. I lock in my official prediction for tomorrow's game as the Gamecocks take on the Volunteers. And believe it or not, I'm picking South Carolina to win. Shocker, right? Some people just can't believe when TSUS has something positive to say. They can't believe it. Like all I say is negativity. They can't believe it. Carolina Titans says 6 games is more than enough for Satterfield to get the scheme right. Harris kind of threw Satterfield under the bus by saying the scheme being off was the reason the run game sucked so far. I did not see that quote. How did I miss that quote? How did I miss that quote? I really don't know. Daddy O says Auburn had their street basketball thing last night. Seemed to be a really nice college town event. Saw a few minutes on the ESPN app. Yeah, I'm excited for ours next Friday. I'll be out there. That thing on Main Street. So, yeah, Madness on Main or whatever it's called. I'll be out there for sure. I'll be out there for sure. Again, guys, taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. Brian Dean says, a lot of people won't admit it, but Troy has an SEC caliber defense. Yet Troy's a good football team, by the way. Troy's a good football team. That's why you didn't see me freaking out over a 23-14 win. It's like this game went kind of how I expected. You're not to the point in your program where you're beating teams like Troy by 30. You're just not. You're not there. You are not there. Not even close. That's okay, but you're not. The bottom line is you found a way to win the football game. That's it. Kevin texting in. Says, hey, Chris, here's my pick. Unfortunately, the trend of lack of scoring, multiple penalties, and miscues that has played the Gamecocks lead me to pick the Vols 31-17. For me to pick the Cocks would be more on hope than substance. Hope I am wrong. It's a fair pick. I think that's a fair pick, Kevin. It's a fair pick. Eric Fryer says, tuning in from Rocky Top. Y'all give them hell up there. Again, a lot of Gamecocks, I feel like, have made the trip. A lot of Gamecocks. So, we'll be down in old Summerville, South Carolina at the Carolina Ale House location watching the game. So, looking forward to being down there. But y'all give them hell in Rocky Top. Like I said, from what I can tell on social media, it seems like there's a lot of Gamecocks up there. So I'm sure y'all are going to have a day and go out tonight and have a night, great night to have a night, great weekend to have a weekend in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hopefully for the Gamecocks, hopefully for the good guys, the guys in garnet and black. So, again, I've got the Gamecocks winning 23-21, South Carolina. Call me crazy. I tried to talk myself out of the pick all week long, but I don't know, man. It just hit me. It just hit me. Bottom line, it just hit me. I'm like, you know what? This is another swing game. I don't think South Carolina loses both of the swing games of Tennessee and Kentucky. I don't think they lose both. I just don't see it. So. Eric Fryer has picked up some French toast moonshine. There you go. Atta baby. French toast moonshine indeed. Brian Dean says Tennessee lost to a decent Pittsburgh team and Florida has athletes, but I'm not sold on the Gators. Yeah, Florida's got athletes. They'll give us a challenge. That game's in a couple of weeks, but they'll give us a challenge, no question. So. Daddy-O says, we lead the nation in points scored against Georgia, which I know is insane. They've only given up one offensive touchdown. It was to us. So tell me how that makes any sense, right? How does that make any sense at all? Eric Fryer says, Jenkins will have a touchdown tomorrow and tons of targets. I hope that's the case. I think certainly he needs to be more involved. After what he did last week, and hey, you're looking for something, a spark offensively, you got to start giving other guys opportunities. Like, hey, maybe they can be a playmaker. This guy, that guy. So I would be ecstatic with that. Give some other guys some opportunities, man. Give some other guys some opportunities. Got to find some playmakers. That's it. Got to find some playmakers. Tripp says, target Nick Muse more. He's caught just about everything that's come his way. Brian Dean says, Chris, Tennessee headlines, Hooker gets Vagisil for Cox. Very nice, Brian. Cox tame Hooker in the Vols on Rocky Top. Tripp, no word on uniforms. Nope, I've heard nothing. I'd have to guess stormtroopers, but I have no official word. Nope, no official word. No idea, my guy. No idea. Dusty Rhodes says, is Tennessee secondary the toughest we've played so far other than Georgia? I'd probably put Kentucky's ahead of Tennessee's. They're very close. They're very, very close. They're very comparable for sure. So. Elizabeth Ballard, will there be a place you'll have marked off for tomorrow? You'll definitely see it, Elizabeth. I don't really know how to explain it where it is in there, but yes, there will be an area where my flags will be hanging too. So you can't miss it. You cannot miss it. Carolina Titan says, Doty finally throws for over 300 yards, but the offense can only get one touchdown. Doty throws for 300, but you only get one touchdown. That would be a failure of a day, in my opinion. So you're throwing for that many, you better be scoring some damn touchdowns. Brian Dean, I would assume Zaquandre White is out. I have no idea. I don't know. Beamer said everybody's good to go. I think Quan White might just be in the doghouse. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. I mean, there's a reason other guys are getting opportunities and not him. So I don't know, you know. It's just like Shane Beamer said about Ortre Smith. Hey, you want to play, or not about Ortre, about E.J. Jenkins. Hey, you want to play more? Practice better. That's why E.J. Jenkins got opportunities. He started practicing better. He earned opportunities. They're not just going to give them away. You want to play more? Practice better. That's it. Just practice better. So, I don't know. If Zaquandre White isn't practicing worth a damn, they're not going to put him in the game. I don't know. I know it was weird week one because he ran all over him, but I don't know. All right, guys, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Continue to take your questions, your comments, your calls. Like I said, guys, I'm locked in. I've got South Carolina beating Tennessee 23-21. I'm feeling it. I'm going all in. I'm pushing the chips all in. I'm pushing my own luck. But I like the Gamecocks in this one. I'm not sold on Tennessee. South Carolina's defense will show up. Beamer Ball will make a play. It'll be a very back-and-forth game, but I think at the end, South Carolina has just enough. Just enough. We'll see if I'm right. 843-790-3377. Guys, taking your questions, your comments, your calls. On the other side, you're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377, guys, as we enter into the final 10 minutes of our show today. Final 10 minutes on this Friday, October the 8th, 2021. Appreciate you all tuning in. Let's see. Let's jump to the TDC Questions channel. Bad Brad says, loved Frank Martin's presser yesterday. Pumped for basketball season. Worth a watch for sure if you haven't watched yet. Listen, I'm excited for basketball too because there's a lot of storylines. There's a lot to talk about. Hey, a lot's on the line this year. A lot is on the line this year. Brennan M. says, if I recall correctly, the drum line was out there at the Madness on Main in 2019. Brennan, I will be there, my friend. Hope to see you there. Hope to see you doing the damn thing, Brennan M. I forget, Brennan, are you traveling to this game? Because I know Brennan doesn't travel to every single game. Brennan, are you traveling to this game, my friend? Justin Martin says, Chris, do you see Urban Meyer coming back to college football? God, I mean, what? Dude, at some point, just hang it up. I mean, the thing in Jacksonville is a complete disaster, so, you know. I don't know, though, man. I tell you what, though, LSU and Southern Cal, if I'm them, I'm throwing the bag at Urban Meyer, dude. Because I tell you what, Urban might be a scumbag. He might be what he is, but you know what he also is a damn good football coach. So, just kind of is what it is, man. He's also a damn good football coach. Let's see. Elizabeth Ballard says, I want to see Juju or Dak make a big play. I'd love to see it. Just need somebody, man. I don't really care who it is. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care who it is. Somebody step up and make a play. Huh? You got to have that. Who's going to be that breakout guy tomorrow, huh? Who's going to be that guy? Tennessee's not all that. I don't care what they did against Mizzou. But you got to have that breakout guy. Is it Luke Doty himself? Is it Kevin Harris? Is it Marshawn Lloyd? Is it Juju? Is it Josh Vann? Is it Jalen Brooks, E.J. Jenkins, Muse, Bell? Defense will do their thing. Offensively, though, man, got to start to find something. You got to start to find something. I don't think you're as far off as folks think, but damn it, this starts at the top, too. Beamer, Satterfield, all the way down to players' execution. Man, when your defense gives you the ball on the 30, 35, the plus side of the field, you got to take advantage, man. You don't have a choice. You have to take advantage. There's no excuse. You will lose if you kick field goals. I'm telling you right now, you will lose if you kick field goals. If you have to settle for field goals, you will lose. You will lose. Everybody's got to be better, though. It's not just Satterfield. It's not just Satterfield. You can say that all you want, but I went back and watched the Troy game, guys. Is the play calling perfect? I mean, not necessarily. I wonder how hard it is to call plays, though, when your O-line can't block anybody. But there are plays that are there, you know. There are plays that I think are there, you know, with maybe a different guy. I'm not trying to knock any of our guys, but maybe if that's an Ace Sanders, maybe if that's a Bruce Ellington, maybe it's 6. Maybe it's not just a 5-yard gain. So plays are there, man. Guys have got to make them. Bottom line, execution's got to be better. Top to bottom. But I'm confident going in this game. It's going to click one of these games, and I'm not saying the Gamecocks are going to go out there and run for 500 or score 50, but I do feel like one of these games, it's going to start to click much more than it has to this point. And again, also, I'm just not buying Tennessee, guys. I got 23-21 Carolina. I'm not buying Tennessee. I'm just not doing it. I'm not buying the Tennessee stock. Not doing it. Ritter, Here's a hot take. He says, who to blame? O-line struggling? Is it coaching? Is it players? Everyone. It's everybody involved, Ritter. You may not like that answer. Again, Ritter's a guy, he needs someone to blame. Someone or something. One thing. I think it's everyone should share blame. Everyone should share blame for how bad that running game has been. Let's see. Brendan M says, not going to Tennessee. We got some other folks on the bus trip right now. I'll be going to Mizzou. Have fun with that one, Brendan. Will you be flying to Mizzou? I sure hope so, because I tell you what, I drove back from Missouri over the summer. I will never do that again. God, that was miserable. God, that was miserable. Like 14 hours in a car. Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass. I will pass on that. Darrell Wall Jr. says, Doty will be that guy tomorrow. Kid's going to have a breakout game, I truly believe, with his feet and his arm. I believe in Luke Doty. That's a huge opportunity for him, too. Get your first real big win as a starting quarterback. Like I told you guys, people don't realize how young Luke Doty is. Guys, his first win as a starting quarterback was last week. I mean, that's pretty wild, right? That's pretty nuts when you think about it. Pretty nuts when you think about it. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. Got just a couple of minutes left. Like I told you guys, quick reminders. Number one, check out the podcast. If you have not done so, drop this morning, episode 514. Number two, watch party tomorrow in Summerville, South Carolina. The Carolina Ale House at the Summerville location. Details can be found on social media. I have reshared those details. You should have no issues finding those details. If you do, let me know and I will help you out. Doors open at 11, kickoff at noon. Other than that, let's whoop Tennessee's ass. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for another successful week, by the way. It's so many blessings right now that are taking place. Jimmy Mendillo, I will probably go live on Instagram at the watch party. I don't think I'll have, I know for a fact, actually, I will not have a pregame or a postgame show. At some point, Jimmy, that might be a thing again. I just, when we're doing these watch parties, like if I wasn't doing watch parties, I think it'd be different. But I feel like a pregame show is overkill as it is. I think it's overkill. I think it's just total overkill. And then a postgame show, I like the idea, but what I like more is hanging out with the Gamecock fans who actually come to the watch party. So I think there's just way more value in that. You know, if you're going to come out of your way to come to our watch party, I want to be sure all the focus is on you guys. So, and I appreciate y'all, and I want y'all to know that. Jimmy Mendillo, you're going to stay in Charleston? No, I will be making it a day trip tomorrow. No, I don't really have any friends down in Charleston that are there that I really want to crash with. So, no, I'll just make it a day trip. We'll leave in the morning and we'll watch the game and get home back in Columbia around 5:30 or so. So, but it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great day. I'm very excited. So that means yours truly will not be consuming too many bush lattes because we got to drive there and drive back. So, but really looking forward to it, guys. I think it's going to be a great time, and I can appreciate those who have let me know that you guys are going to come out. And I can't wait to see you guys and hang out with you guys and pull the boys through to a big W. Pull us through to a big W. Darrell Wall Jr., great show as always. And Al Davis's famous words, just win, baby, win. Go Gamecocks. Let's go. Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Thank you so much again. I'm locked in. Gamecocks 23, Tennessee 21. Great weekend to have a weekend. Bad weekend to be a Brewer, by the way, and a bad weekend to be a Vol as well. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. It's always a blast. Another successful week. The Daily Crow, the podcast, all the content. Thank you all. Thank you all. Hey, I'm out of here. It's 2 o'clock. Appreciate you all tuning in. Check out the podcast. Come to the watch party. In the meantime, I'll leave you with this. Go Cox, beat Tennessee, and we'll talk to you on